me on top of the world. Loving so hard that you slid down my curls. Pulling and tugging like kids out at recess. I'm aware that you really do need this. So, tell me what you want.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're just gonna jump right into this video. So here I'm just brushing out my brows with a spoolie, getting them in place, getting them ready to start doing my brow application. So when I do brows, I line the top of my brows with concealer, and the one I use is Tarte Shape Tape and Tan Sand because I do not like to clean up the top of my brows after I do my whole foundation routine. So I usually do this first, and that's what you see me doing right now. I'm blending it out with a Real Techniques brush. Then to fill in my brows, I use the Benefica Brow number 6, which is what you see me using right now. And I just start by outlining the bottom of my brow first, just to get that shape that I like. And then I start filling it in little by little. Most likely, I won't go back into the product more than like 2 times. But I like to stick with whatever's left on the brush to fill it in and create the shape. So now that I have the shape that I like, I just brush out my brows with a spoolie, get it all even. And then I'm gonna go in with the same Tarte Shape Tape and Tan Sand to clean up my brows. I use a flat brush, and I actually used eyelash glue to flatten this brush to make it really stiff, so it's easier to clean up my brows. So yeah, that's what I'm using right now. And I just start underneath the brow again, outline and create the shape that I like. And then I'm just gonna go in and blend out that concealer. And when you're doing brows, take your time with it. Don't be in a rush. I feel like brows make the face. So even if you just have to go a little slower, put in a little extra work, and you do that, because you will not be disappointed in the end. Just take your time with it. You can always fix little mistakes with concealer. Go back in and use, you know, whatever brow product you use to touch it up. But just take your time with it. And here I'm just going in with that same Real Techniques brush to blend out the concealer under the brow and the top of the brow, just to blend it all together. And for the base for my eyes, I use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in light beige. That's what I use because it's a little lighter, helps the colors pop more. Then I use the Laura Mercier translucent powder to set my eyes after that concealer, before I go in with shadow. And I'm going to be using the Morphe 35OM palette, and I'm using that orange shade you just saw right there to start out as my transition color on a nice fluffy blending brush. And when you are blending, take your time. Sometimes my hand hurt when I'm blending, but it's okay because at the end of the day, it's going to be looking seamless. So yeah, just blend, blend, blend. my second color, I'm going to be going in with that warm brown shade you just saw right there on a smaller blending brush, just to get real close in the crease, like right below that orange, as you can see me working it in right now. Then here I'm just using a clean fluffy brush just to blend out all the edges to make sure everything is looking good. Now I'm going to be going in with the matte book palette from the crayon case in that deep chocolate brown. I'm going to say like an ebony brown color, and I'm going to go in right below that warm brown I just used to darken up the crease. Now I'm going to be using the e.l.f. matte putty primer to prime my face before I get started with concealer and foundation. Here I'm going to be using the same e.l.f. Camo Concealer to cut my crease on that same flat brush that I used to carve out my brows. Now I'm just taking that same Laura Mercier translucent powder to set my cut crease so this shape stays in place, which is what you see me doing right now. Now I'm going to go in with that same Morphe 35OM palette to create my liner using that same chocolate brown, the warm one that I used in the crease to create my wing. And I'm using an angled brush to create this wing with the shadow. You're literally just lining it the same way you would if you used a liquid eyeliner, but you're just using shadow and you're gonna smoke it out. Here I'm taking that orange shade that we used as our transition color to smoke out the top of that warm brown. Just give it a nice little pop of that orange. Okay, now we're getting to the fun stuff. So I'm using the Kiss eyelash glue to apply these beautiful stones. So I just dab some glue and I'm going to be adding these to the cut crease. And yes, I'm using a crayon to apply my stones. If you don't know, you can also use crayons to apply your stones, whether it's for makeup, nails, anything else. It is wax, so you don't need to necessarily purchase a wax pen. You know, he just has his moments like any other kid.
He's not bad. Something happened.
I just love how this looks. I feel like the stones just add that extra pop that you need in your life. I'm here for it. So as you can tell by the title, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation, and the rep at Sephora recommended that I do any liquid first before I apply that foundation. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm doing all my concealer. So I got my foundation in 300, and that's what you see me using right now. I applied it with the little sponge that comes inside of the powder foundation. So that's what you see me doing right now. I'm just dabbing that foundation into my skin, pressing it with the sponge. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Morphe Debutante bronzer with a Real Techniques brush, just blending that into my cheeks and my forehead, give me some definition to my face and my nose, which you'll see me doing in 2 seconds. So I also use MAC's Peaches blush. My camera died, so you guys aren't gonna get to see that, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this look. If you did, please give me a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you babies in my next video. See you guys.